Why isn't high-level fluency guaranteed if you live in the country? Hello. Oh, actually, this is from Dave 5/4. Hello. I had it hit home for me how high-level fluency doesn't happen by accident, even if one lives in the target language. I have a friend who is Chinese and he's lived in the US for many years. He is completely conversationally fluent and his English vocabulary reflects his Mandarin level, a PhD scientist. But his English is nowhere near spontaneous and effortless. I was stuck talking to him the other day that his level of fluency is only somewhat better than my Spanish, despite his vocab level and years of experience living in English. Could we possibly summarize why this might be and what the specific work that one must undertake to go beyond basic fluency? And then they thought this question might be interesting because of the new stage 4 that just came out a couple weeks ago at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, this is something that I've noticed with my output practice, where my speaking practice doesn't actually seem to help increase my speaking ability very much. It can solidify some things for me, but when I'm having a conversation with someone, I don't have the ability to introspect on what I am saying and what I'm doing. I don't have the ability to study myself to understand where I'm making mistakes. And so I noticed this. I was recently filming a video in Spanish, and I was very happy with when I was doing it. I was like, oh, I'm like very fluid with this. But then when I listened back, I was like, yes, it's very fluid, but I am detecting errors in my pronunciation that I did not notice when I was saying it. I thought I was saying things perfectly, but it wasn't until I recorded myself and watched what I was saying and listened to what I was saying that I noticed the errors. And if you notice the errors, that gives you an opportunity to actually correct them. But in normal everyday conversation, you don't notice things. You don't have time to practice them and fix them. You're not doing any deliberate practice to improve yourself. So once you reach a level with fluency where you are comfortable, where people can relatively understand you, where you can get along in conversations, where it's not an impedance to your ability to converse with people, to integrate into society, there's no evolutionary drive to improve beyond that.
No incentive.
There's no incentive, and you're not doing deliberate practice and deliberate work to improve on the things that you are missing or the gaps in your knowledge.
Yeah, because this doesn't happen to a native speaker because they would have gaps. There's things that they literally could not do otherwise. But if you already have a language there, your brain isn't like, oh, I have to fill this gap. I have to figure out how to do this exact thing in order to survive. Your brain's like, it's fine. I'm an adult already. I can kind of do stuff. And so I don't really need to fix these issues. So as a learner, we almost need to go out of our way to improve those.
Yeah. And I think about it in terms of professional sports, where you can get pretty good at a sport just by playing it for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. But what really separates the sort of hobbyists, the casual players, from those who are professionals, the professionals look back at everything that they did during a match or during a practice and evaluate what went wrong, how they can improve, what specific things they need to practice. And they have a coach there that can provide that third-party viewpoint and highlight the things that they need to work on in order to improve. Because at a certain point, when you are good enough, you just stop improving naturally. And it has to become a deliberate study process to continue to improve. So if you are looking to reach sort of that pro level of language ability, you have to treat it the same way that a professional would treat it, in terms of highlighting your gaps, highlighting your weaknesses, identifying those, noticing them, and then deliberately working to improve them. That being said, not everybody cares about that. A lot of people reach a good enough level. And I'm sure there are many people that you've met in your life who are foreign, maybe from Germany or from
that's
wherever else
in the country.
That's only it. Exclusively Germany.
Yeah, there's only Germany.
Germany, somewhere in Latin America, and they sort of reach this plateau of their language ability that's good enough to live their everyday life, and they don't really improve beyond that because, and that's fine. They don't need to. You don't need to have a perfect accent. You don't need to sound perfectly native. There is a level of language ability that is completely sufficient for what you want to do in life. And it's only if you personally care about going beyond that you have to. And that you can do that additional study in order to continue to improve. So.
Totally. Nice.
Hey, as you know, there's a lot of language learning advice out there, which can make it kind of overwhelming and difficult to actually get going on your own learning. If you feel like you're struggling to figure out language learning, you're not alone. It's an extremely complicated process with tons of different steps. If you're looking for a step-by-step guide to create the perfect language learning routine for you, then you have to check out our new course. We spent thousands of hours designing a simple and straightforward process that you can use to create your own personalized language routine that actually works. We understand that every learner is different and that you have to roll with the punches and adapt. Every day for 30 days, I walk you through everything you need to know to build an effective learning routine, no matter your circumstances. We give you the advice and resources you need to ensure your success, so you don't have to waste time looking for stuff to do and can focus on learning. And if any questions do come up, don't worry. We are always there to answer any questions and clear up confusion. And it's all backed by our 90-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If, for whatever reason, something's not quite working for you, we insist you get every penny back. It's time for you to stop wishing that you could learn a second language. It's time to become the master of your language learning journey. Check out the link below to get instant access and start your journey today.